Hey guys, hope you're doing good. So in today's video, I'm about to drop so much sauce that you are gonna have to eat pasta with what I'm about to share today. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because I'm tired of so many people looking up to YouTube creators, content creators, and thinking that um, they are the answer to building a successful company. When actually, if you really look at what I'm about to share, I know that becoming a content creator is actually an important thing. But I just want to give you guys the truth, because if you understand the truth, the right way to do things, not because some guy said it, not because of some girl said it, no, because that's the true way of creating wealth, then you will inevitably create wealth for yourself. Okay. If you don't know me, my name is Serge Gatari. I run clientacquisition.io. I quit my job in 2020. I was, I think, 22 years old, and I was just tired of making $30,000 a year. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I bet on myself? I see all these guys driving Lambos, and having the best lifestyle. Not necessarily traveling. I don't really like traveling much, but I just loved cars, right? And I was like, ain't no way this 30K year salary. There's no way I'm going to take 10 years in order to drive a Lamborghini, right? Now, I've learned a little bit about how to make money. Let me just show you guys some of our numbers. So in the last 90 days, I've made over $1 million collected. This is just on Stripe. We probably made a little bit more. So what I'm about to share with you guys is something that, maybe you'll find helpful, maybe you won't, but if you will look at the numbers, we can let the numbers do the talking. I'll just move on, right? Now, this is about my numbers, but also some of the things that we're really doing with our clients is really killing it. So if I show you guys in our community, you look at, guys killing it with outbound offers. We have Connor, who's pushing a short form content offer. And he's doing, laps. When I say laps, I mean laps. It comes from being a closer, and he was just, tired of just working and making other people rich, and then he joined the program, and now he's been doing numbers. Hopefully, Connor, I know you'll probably be watching this. I'm so excited for us to do our interview. Soren just signed his first client, and August, all the way from Argentina, joined the program at 10K. A month and 2.5 months later, he just collected his first 100K in sales with a growth team. So we help people build growth teams. For those who already have a good offer, a good productized offer, we show them how to build amazing growth teams with growth specialists who can make it rain, right? And then Sophia, first day of outreach with her new offer, 11 room requests. That means 11 people wanted to learn more about her offer. And yeah, just killed the sales call, 7.5K paid in full, short form content too. It's just bonkers, right? And yeah, so we can go on and on about the wins, but we could just for now we'll just go into the training. So the training that I'm about to share, it's something that I actually covered in the webinar that I hosted last month. No, not last month, but in December. It was my Christmas gift to humanity. I went 4 hours straight, just dropping bangers after bangers, right? And if you want more, a more detailed, a more thorough explanation of the stuff that I'm about to share today, go check it out. And I'm also working on this new product, which is called growthspecialist.io. This is mostly for people who don't necessarily want to run a business, but still want to control how much they earn. So if you want to become a growth specialist and be trained to go in companies and literally make it rain, then yeah, look out for this thing. So let's get into it. The insight that I'm about to share, I got it from Chamath Palihapitiya. I was looking at the interview that he had with, who is it? Lex Friedman. And he explained something that, blew my mind. And it blew my mind because it had been the thing that had been making not just me, but a lot of people that are full of wealthy, when it's like, because before, like guys, I just showed you guys that I made $1 million in 90 days. Like, I just said it as if it's something that's normal. It is not fucking normal. It is not fucking normal to make $1 million in 90 days coming from where I come from, right? It is not normal, right? But of course, you get jaded as you start being the type of person who earns that kind of money, right? But I think that the reason why I've been able to unlock this type of freedom, this type of, I guess, wealth, if you call it that, is because I've understood these type of insights. Okay, so let's get into it. So normally, right now we're in a stage where if you want to get rich, you'll literally go on YouTube and you'll Google how to get rich, or you'll Google how to solve your problems in business, right? But if you want to create one of the most amazing companies, the best people to learn from are tech companies. It's not me. $1 million is nothing. Amazon made $1.2 billion on average in daily revenue. So me making $1 million in sales in 90 days is actually not that big of a deal, right? So instead of learning from me, you would probably learn from Amazon, okay? And Chamath Palihapitiya, the Lex asked him, like, hey, if you were to go and build the next social network, what would you do? And his answer is the thing that I'm about to share with you guys. He said that the trend is actually not about creating a new social network. It's not even creating a new platform. The goal is to become an atomized version of these platforms and social networks, right? And let me explain. So the way that companies like Apple and Google became some of the most valuable companies is by the first thing that they focus on is they built a platform and they scaled it to a point where they want to be able to attract billions and billions of dollars, right? So they made it accessible to a lot of people, okay? Once they focus on building the platform so it's accessible to a lot of people, then what they did is they focused on attracting billions of monthly users as fast as possible. And then and only then did they think of monetizing those users. Let me try to explain this. We're trained to create an offer and go try to sell, right? Of course, when you're in survival mode, yeah, you need to collect cash. But there is no single human that I've ever heard of who monetized in the first week of launching a product or a service who ended up creating $1 trillion company, right? So all these guys were like, hey, I just launched an offer and I made 100K in a month. It's like, yeah, that may excite a brokey, but to a true business owner, he's like, oh, you were they would just think like, why would you want to monetize in the first week or the first month only to make 100 grand? Why don't you focus on building value and make it accessible and only monetize it once you've actually attracted the users, the audience, right? So the first wave was build a platform on top of which a lot of these users can find value, right? So they created Google search, right? Now Google search, it's used by everyone. Nobody is charged for it, right? It's literally given away for free. Google owns the fibers for the internet. They literally own the fibers, meaning they're so deep into what they do. Like they literally own everything they need to run a business, right? Most people, they'll start a business and they'll try to outsource or try to buy these services from other people. But Google is like, hey, not only are we going to build this platform, but we're actually going to be so vertically integrated that we're going to own everything, every single thing that we ever need. Okay, so that's the first thing. Same thing with Apple. They built the iPhone, and that's how they got rich. Built the platform, attracted a bunch of people, made it accessible, created, and then from there, once you have billions of monthly users, trillions in value, in enterprise value. Okay, now the next wave of $1 trillion companies was the social networks. Now, how did they do it? It's pretty simple. They built social networks. Same thing. They focused on making it accessible. They did not add a payment gateway. They made it free. Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, free for everyone to use. Okay? Once they did that, they attracted billions of users, of monthly users. And funny enough, trillions of dollars in enterprise value a few years later, right? So if you really look at this, there is a trend on how to create trillions of dollars in enterprise value. You create something, you scale it, you make it accessible to a lot of people. When I say a lot of people, I mean a lot of fucking people. Let me explain this again. Sorry for the noise. You create something valuable, I'm gonna try to explain it in my case what that would look like, right? But let me just try to explain this. You create something valuable. Oh my God, this is crazy. Give me a second. All right, sorry, I live in Canada. You know, they gotta remove the snow. They gotta bother people. But anyway, let's get back to it. So, all these, Facebook, Mark Zuck, Jeff B, Elon, what they did is they created something. They spent a lot of time building something valuable, right? They did not. Their goal was not like, how can I make 10K a month? Okay, their goal was like, how can I make every single human on this planet, on Earth, use my thing for free? Okay, and then once they got there, once they got billions of users, then they created crazy, value, worth in their enterprises. Okay, now this is where things get pretty funny. Okay, or this is where things get somewhat exciting for you and me. And guys, when I say this is where things get exciting for you and me. I really mean it. I just said I made $1 million in 90 days. Like, I don't know if you guys. I did not even know that we made that, but we did $500,000 in December, so it makes sense. But check this out. Why are you guys seeing guys who are 20-year-old, 22-year-old, 23-year-olds like Iman Gadzhi make millions of dollars? Like, have you guys not made the time to like just be able to ask yourself, like, how does a kid who's like 23 make millions and millions of dollars at such a young age? Well, let me try to explain it, because if you were really to look at the way he got, I'll use Iman, but you guys can, literally pick anyone. You guys can even pick Hormozi, right? But the way that he got rich was by becoming an atomized version of Facebook or YouTube or Google or literally Apple. If you really think about it, this is how he did it. He focused on building a personal brand, right? Now, like I said, you need to build something. There needs to be something that people can pay attention to, or people can consume, or people can be using. It can be a product, or it can be content. It can be a product, or it can be content. Anything that is leveraged, anything is either code or media. Code or media. Let me explain this again. It can either be code or media. The platform, the social network, right? Of course, the platform, let's say as an example like Apple, when they created the iPhone, it's not too leveraged, meaning they actually have to create something physical. But in the second wave, we get to access that, like the product can actually be something that's leveraged, something you do once and it stays, and it can be used by billions of people, and there's no marginal cost of replication, meaning there's zero marginal cost of me using Facebook. There's zero marginal cost of me having a baby and that baby using Facebook. It's not going to cost Facebook money, right? So, and the third wave of creating wealth in the next 10 years is really simple. Figure out a way to get good with two things, either code or content. In the context of Iman, what he did is he built a personal brand, and he created the content, and the content represents the platform in the third wave. Let me explain this. The platform, either Facebook or Google search, for people who have personal brands like me, it's the content that represents our platform. And this is how it would work. You want to create trillions and trillions of dollars in enterprise value, or maybe millions if you think small, or maybe hundreds of millions if you are okay thinking big, but maybe billions is where we really start getting excited, is create the content for free. This is why I will never charge for content. It's literally the dumbest thing that you can do. Okay, but check this out. You create content. You create something valuable. Something so valuable that like every single human uses it. I'm sure you've used Google search. Have you ever paid for it? No, it's so valuable that it would actually be dumb not to use it. I want to make it so that my content, anyone who's listening to my content is dumb to not be listening to it or consuming my content. Especially if you're into business and solving business problems. You need to put out so many bangers that like it's literally stupid and irresponsible for someone not to be consuming your content. Let me repeat it again. Your product, which is the content, needs to be so good that it's stupid and irresponsible for people in your industry not to consume it. Okay? Then and only then will that content attract billions of users. Only then. Like, it can either be entertainment or it can actually be valuable content. If you want to be an entertainer and you go famous then and go viral and just sell t-shirts, then cool. Just sell entertainment. Go sell a lifestyle, right? But if you're actually in business and want to make a lot of money fast, then drop the sauce and get people some pasta, right? Or spaghetti. So check this out. Once you attract the users, only then will you start monetizing, right? Iman started creating content like a decade ago. Of course he's making millions of dollars in 2023. Of course he is. He deserves it, right? He deserves it. Joe Rogan offered $100 million a year or agreement to move his podcast to Spotify. He deserves it. He's built the audience. He owns the users. Whoever owns the users, the subscribers, the followers, can make everything work. Because the reason why Facebook is valuable is because they have billions and billions of dollars billions of users. The reason why Apple is so valuable is because they have billions and billions of users. The reason why Google is so valuable is because they have billions and billions of users using their platform. The reason why TikTok is going to become one of the most valuable platforms is because they're attracting billions and billions of users. The reason why Twitter is valuable is because they're attracting billions and billions of users. The reason why Mr. Beast is making people, curing blindness is because he's trying to get the users. He's trying to get the viewers. He's trying to get I don't understand how. I don't really think you guys understand, because you guys maybe have not yet made a lot of money from having a big audience, right? Guys, let's look at my YouTube, okay? And this is where things get pretty exciting. I have 6.5K subscribers on YouTube. I just made $1 million in the last 90 days, okay? We can go all time. I've made 2.8 million, and $1 million of it was made in the last 90 days. This is what success is. Success compounds, right? Success compounds. And I only have 6,000 people who follow me, right? I'm not saying that you're going to be as good as me. I know people who have 600,000 followers and they don't even make $1 million in a year, right? But for me, it's a little different because I'm also operationally smart. I know how to build good services, but what I'm trying to say is focus on creating a platform, something that people can pay attention to, which is the content. Attract the people. Then and only then do you think about monetizing them. Okay? It's how Apple and Google did it. It's how Facebook, Mark Z, they did it to create a tremendous amount of wealth. And this is how I'm about to do it, to create a tremendous amount of wealth for me, for the people I love. Guys, you know how good it is to just, go fly everybody out, go live in a villa, have a chef cook for you every morning, get an AMG if you want, right? If the AMG, you can't drive it, I can't drive my AMG in winter, but I got a range for winter. Guys, life is amazing. You can live life. You can breathe. Like the type of oxygen that I breathe now versus when I was making 30K a year, it's completely different. It has made it hard for my love life, because now it's like I'm too focused on building a business. It's hard for me to find the right girl. But besides that, it's like now I'm starting to fall in love in every city I go to, which is pretty bad. It's actually pretty bad. But anyway, that's a story for a different video. But guys, hopefully this makes sense. But the thing I wanted to also focus on is, once you understand that this is the way to get rich, then this also should be that you can now build services around this thesis. And this is the way everybody's going to be getting rich in 2023, in the next 10 years. Then your business should be around getting people there, make people rich and become rich yourself, right? And why did I say this? Because look at how many wins Connor has been pushing out, right? He's helping people redistribute their content, edit it and then redistribute it, and he's doing 16K a week, right? And he just started like 2 months ago. What is he doing? He's helping people build their platform. There you go. I just said it. Most people will see short form content as like, oh, it's just an editing thing. It's like, are you serious? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Andrew Tate was making like 8 figures a month, or almost 8 figures a month, just from repurposing TikToks. Like, so why in the world do you think that editing content and redistributing it is a task that isn't valuable, right? And I went over this, right? This is a new way of scaling any offer online, which goes over sustainability, being able to acquire attention for free, acquiring 1 million of users, putting them into a community, and then building conversion mechanisms like setters, paid ads, and closers, and then monetizing that thing, and then maybe building more systems offers and all that good stuff. So it's like, if you want to check out where I presented this, you can check out the actual 500,000 webinar. But guys, hopefully this video was valuable to you guys. I'm sharing this because this is what I'm using. This is essentially what I'm using. I'm creating this video because I know that 1,000 people will watch it, maybe more. And when they do, they'll maybe start consuming more of my content. And when they do, when they have a problem that I can solve, they'll come to me for me to help them solve that problem. Okay? And the beautiful thing with us business owners is that, contrary to Facebook only sells the user's attention, right? But for us, we not only get the attention, but we can also monetize the attention ourselves. So that what makes us have such an easy time. We don't have to go sell, paid ads or impressions to people, to other businesses. We get the attention of the users, and then we also have the product for the users. Okay, so that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this piece of content. It's 22 minutes worth a lot of money. So yeah, hopefully you guys will find this beneficial. I love you guys, and please use this. Use your ideas, get users, create the belief, and only when you have believers that you focus on customer creation. I love y'all. Bye bye.